Okay, so this is a video about the Mesa Boogie Stiletto. I'm going to grab my notes here because I wrote all this stuff down. Before we get started, this is not a demo. You're not going to hear a lot of guitar. This is going to be mostly me talking as if you know, got a phone call and I'm like, dude, I just got this new toy. You got to come over, check this thing out. So you are the dude, and you're at my place, which is here, and that's my new toy, which is the Mesa Boogie Stiletto. First, let's identify this. Apparently, there's the ace, the deuce, and the trident. This is the one in the middle. It depends on the pairs of power tubes. The ace has 1 pair, the deuce has 2 pair, and the trident has 3 pair. For 100 watt, 50 watt. Switching and stuff. I found that you're never ever going to use the 100 watt setting. It's just way too damn loud. So we'll get to that later. Tone's going to wait. Apparently there's the Series 2, which has like a Roman numeral 2 at the top. This is a Series 1, I'm guessing. So I can't comment on what that other YouTube guy's video says, that apparently the Series 1 amp lacks in gain. I'm not feeling that. We'll get to tone later though. I think this has plenty of gain for me. Let's see. But before we get started with this whole video, I just want to say that this video will please stiletto buyers and it will displease stiletto sellers. Let's get to the goods right now. I paid $700 for this amplifier. That's $700 US in March 2018. Exactly what I did was give the guy $1,000. It was for the stiletto head and this Mojo Tone 2x12 cabinet, which has eminent speakers in it. And I can show you here on my laptop some pictures that he had from his Craigslist ad. And that's what it is right there. Just in case you want to know, where I'm coming from. Had 2 different speakers, the private jack and the wizard. And that's what I'm working with here. We'll get to that later. I covered up the emblems because I'm not here to advertise for Mesa Boogie. That's just a beer company coaster, and this is the Ukrainian flag because, well, the Russians are jerks for invading Ukraine. So here's a little support for the Ukrainian resistance. All right. Questions. Is the Stiletto a Marshall? The answer is no. Does it sound like a Marshall? Not in my opinion. No, it does not. Does it sound like more like a Marshall or more like a Mesa? And I think it sounds like a Mesa. In fact, I think all Mesa amps have that Mesa tone, which I'm not very good at describing tone, but I think it has that sort of paper ripping distortion. I don't know how to describe it, but it's most apparent on those dual rectifiers or whatever those rednecks are playing through. I kind of hate that music, but whatever. Does the Stiletto sound the most Marshall E or British E of the Mesa line? I don't know. Probably, but I still think it sounds like a Mesa. This video is more for like, people who aren't sure what to do. Maybe you want to buy your own amplifier. I paid $700 and I got the original foot switch, which has issues. You can kind of see that's the switch. Apparently the jack is loose on it, so time permitting, I got to clean that up and fix it. So it came with the original switch, which sometimes works. He gave me another switch replacement, which he bought. The owner's manual, which has some little funk on there. I don't know what that is, and I don't want to know. It also came with a spare set of tubes. Wow, what a guy, right? And even the Mesa slip cover, which is in pretty good condition. There's one little drawback to this. Look, see that? See what Mesa Boogie's doing? Oh no! At least if they could have made in Canada or something, that'd be close. Anyway, that's all that. Let's look at. I don't really have an order on what I'm supposed to show you, except that I'm pleased with the tone. I think the clean are kind of like these jangly, ringing lovely tones for, it's not a solid state amp. I was playing through all these kinds of solid state guys, you know, and they're good. I want to make the point that tube amps sound different than solid state. Some's good for some kind of music, others not so much. It depends what kind of music you're playing. But anyway, that's the clean up here. Here, let me just do the switch really quick. It starts off blue and then it gets to be red. Oh, nice. And the distortion I'm quite pleased with. The presence knob is a total waste of space. And the one drawback about the Stiletto is this section here, at least for me. This is a solo knob for, you're supposed to press the foot switch and it gives you an increased boost of just all around power. Unfortunately, this does not work, and neither does this. These run in the same circuit. You have to turn your effects loop, which I'll just show you right now. We'll just get to that. This switch has to be switched on for all that stuff to work, and I don't have an effects loop, so I'm really displeased with that. We'll get to all this other stuff later, but that's those are my two pairs of power tubes. Those are the two rectifiers, which nobody ever plays through, and that's why the silicon diodes are on. I can tell you more about the tone, but that's my 2x12. Guy gave me 2 cables and everything. He gave me a lot of stuff for $1,000. He's a good guy, funny guy. Consider him a friend now. What else did I want to tell you about this thing? So yeah, that's the drawback with this. So I would, when I started out, I wanted an all-tube guitar head. That's where I was at. So I thought about buying a lot of amplifiers from the Mesa line. Maybe the Heartbreaker, the Nomad. You know, the guy that I bought this from ended up buying a John Petrucci Mark V, and those are supposed to be awesome too. Apparently you can dial in any sound with those. I just didn't like the way they looked. And look is a big thing for me, which brings us to this amplifier here. When you buy a guitar amp, it's supposed to be about tone. You're supposed to be completely blind. It's all about the sound. And for me, it's about, you know, you have to ask yourself the question, what do you want your amplifier to do? And the answer to that question is, number one, I wanted to intimidate my enemies and impress my friends. I love the chrome chassis on this. This is the best looking amplifier in the entire Mesa Boogie line. I don't care what anybody says. I love the chrome chassis. I like these kind of knobs. I don't like the chicken head so much, or the ovens, or the other knobs. These, to me, these are the coolest. They're kind of Radio Shacky, but I like them. I like the chrome grill. I don't really like this fake alligator crap, but whatever. I do want to show you what's on eBay, and this is bringing the price into. Let's get up our Mozilla guy here. I wanted to show you what did not sell. Let's go over this Mesa Boogie Stiletto. This did not sell for $600 in March 22nd, 2018. And it's pretty much the exact same thing that I just bought in person, with the exception that it was kind of green and glittery. So we can, like, you know, look through the photos here. That's what it looks like. I hate this wicker cane face, but I did like this kind of green glittery box. I mean, if you can get over the appearance of it, I kind of really wished I bought that amplifier, but I didn't, and oh well. And that's you can look it on eBay right now. It's currently April 2018, and it did not sell for $600. I almost bid on it. Really, at the last 10 seconds, I almost bid on it. I was just about to buy it. I kind of regret it, but anyway, I got the same thing for I think a better price. Anyway, I'm just showing you. The point of this is that these stilettos are selling for really cheap. This one did not sell for $600. We'll go to the let's see. Let's go back a click, and I'll show you, because this is the completed listings. If you just go up a little bit more recent, here's another one that did sell, and it was only $636. So that's just showing you what the current market rate is for stilettos. Like I said, this is going to displease sellers and really please you buyers. And I had a look at the Lone Star. I really like the Lone Star. That's the one there was one at Guitar Center that I tried. It was a 1x12. It was used and it was $8.99. And I grabbed a Korean off the wall, or it wasn't a Mexican. And with the idea that if I play my American Strat, you know, stock pickups, everything stock. If I play a Mexican or a Korean through this thing and it sounds good, then surely my US Strat will sound good. And this sounded phenomenal. I really liked the Lone Star. It was a 1x12. I also had a look at the Nomad. There's one on eBay right now for 300 bucks. It's all beat up, but if this is your first amp and you just want to get to know the Mesa Boogie sound, it's 3 channels. I think it'll do pretty well. I really wanted a Trem-o-verb. That's what I really wanted, because they've got the speed and the tremolo there. So getting back to the Stiletto, if they could have replaced these 2 knobs with a sort of a speed and a depth, I'd be one happy camper. The other problem with the Trem-o-verb is that it's shorter. You can kind of see it. It's not as tall, and I wanted the biggest amplifier to impress people. I also had a look at this guy here. That's a combo amp, but I didn't want a combo amp because those are big and heavy. There's the Nomad. That's the Lone Star. I think dual rectifiers look ugly with that, diamond plate, step ladder for semi-tractor trailers. Those semi-truck drivers, why would you put that on whatever? I don't even want to talk about it. But anyway, yeah, I chose this guy because I didn't want to sound like those dual rectifier guys. No, I'm not a redneck. No, I don't have a pot belly. No, I don't have legs full of bad tattoos. I don't have a 7-string guitar with a drop C tuning, man. All those limp corn kit bands. That drives me nuts. It was never good when it came out in '97, and it's still not good. What else do I want to tell you about this amp? Let's see. I'm a Fender guy. Some people are Fender people. Some others are Gibson. I'm a Fender Strat guy. I just wanted an amp that sounded like my favorites. Van Halen, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, Smashing Pumpkins, Jimi Hendrix, and I think this amp, out of the entire Mesa Boogie line, it achieves that. You'll probably have to buy a pedal, of course. I looked at other amps like the Fender Eddie Van Halen, which is made in Mexico, Ay Caramba, an Orange, Marshall, Soldano. This is made in the U.S., and I'm an American. I've just figured the Beatles were British. They played through a British amp. I don't know, it doesn't mean too much, but I just thought if I'm in the States and I'm from here, I might as well play an American amplifier. And that's why I wasn't looking for Celestians either. These are Eminence. They're okay. I don't know, there's other things I could tell you, really, but I'm selling this amp, which was what I was always playing through. I'm selling that in about an hour to a friend for about, I think, 600 bucks. That's a Pierce solid state. Yeah, anyway, that's really about it. I hope this video helps you, and leave your comments. Thanks.